Hi, everybody. How are we doing? We're getting some microphone input here. Is this microphone working? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. That's probably the first question we need to get answered to make sure the sound is good. Okay, how's that sound doing? Here we've got people joining us at the moment. I'm not going to really get started until we've got to let people join. Okay, still looking for that thumbs up. Hello. Can you hear me? Let me just double check my settings here, make sure I've got a microphone input. Yep, that's looking okay. Get my mobile handy. Okay. It's kind of complicated setup here. I just want to make sure that the sound is good. All right, I've got a thumbs up. I'm going to assume the sound is okay. I can see some little green lights going on my microphone. And that's on. Okay. All right. Where's my notes? I've got some notes here to see what we can fill this whole thing with. Such a multitude of screens. Okay. Welcome, single trackers. This is Mark. Let's start with an introduction. I'm the publisher here at Singletrack. And the question I'm often asked is, what does a publisher do? Once upon a time, 20 years ago when we started, we first published Singletrack. And I think the magazine industry was in a very different place back then. And I was promised that publishers there, principally by editors, there's a big beep there. Who's that, Andy? Someone said that publishers, what they do, they spend most of their time snorting coke off the belly buttons of hookers. I'm still waiting for that to happen. 20 years of waiting, it still hasn't. I'm not expecting it's going to happen anytime soon. Who have we got? Missing link, MTB, good here. Thank you. So I'm presuming that means the sound is pretty okay. And yeah, that beeping you can hear is because we have an office chat system set up. So apologies for that. What's going on in the office right now? It's probably a good thing. We're looking for some sunglasses in the office, I think, at the moment. Yeah. Right. I've just had a text message from my wife, Vicky, who said, "You live yet? Can't see it on Facebook." That's because we're not on Facebook, isn't it? All right. Well, there's no point me saying that here. She can't hear me. Just bear a minute. This will be good fun. I'm not on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. That sorted it. The coke or the hookers, MTB? Yeah. Not so much the coke. I'm not really a coke guy. More Pepsi actually than coke. Hookers? No. Happily married, thankfully. Right, yeah. So we've got everybody established. We're on YouTube, not Facebook, in case you're sitting there waiting for that to happen. Right, yes. Well, we've got my notes here. What do I do at Singletrack? I'm the publisher. Okay, what does the publisher do? Doesn't snort coke from the belly buttons of hookers. That's I was lied to. No, what I do is it's more of a sort of a managerial overseeing role. It's mostly money related, numbers, analytics. Can we afford to do this? Can we afford to send somebody there to do an article? How much does the magazine cost? Things like how many we're going to print. Where do we put the content? It's all kind of that. But then again, it's kind of more of an overseeing job because everybody at Singletrack is involved in all of that too. So it's more of a team effort, really. Myself and Chips were the co-owners of Singletrack. We're the only shareholders. So that means that Singletrack is truly independent. We have been for 20 years, and that's our plan. So if you like that, then please support us. Okay. If you're liking that, give us a thumbs up. Anybody else checking in? Let me see. Who else is here? We've got anybody else? Nobody yet. All right. I've got a few people hanging in there, but no one's saying hi other than Missing Link MTB. All right. Right. So anyway, I put out on Twitter this morning an appeal to throw in some questions if anybody's got them. A few of them come in, so we'll start with that. So I'll answer a few questions, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do a competition, a bit of a quiz. Okay, so when we've got a few more people joined in, I'm going to throw a few questions at you, and you can win some Singletrack merch that Charlie's put forward. Actually, I need to find out what he's actually sent for us to give away. So, Charlie, are you out there? What are we giving away? Can you tell me? T-shirts, subscriptions. We've got coffee. We're going to give away some Singletrack coffee today to some of you if you're tuning in. And who else? Oh, if you look in the chat there, that's my wife. She's found us. She's found me on YouTube and not Facebook. Missing Link MTB. You're clearly you're in the States. Whereabouts in the States are you, Missing Link? And yes, we too very much miss Dirt. Dirt was we kind of saw Dirt as the sort of sister magazine to Singletrack in the US, and we know all the guys there. Chips has got some really close relationships with all the guys who are involved in Dirt. We've done some guest issues in the past where we've had guys from Dirt come over here and run. We wrote articles on them. So it's Asheville, North Carolina. Okay, what time is it over there? It's got to be early for you over there. It's 12 o'clock. Well, 10 past 12 here. You up early? You doing an early shift? Or you just can't sleep? Right. Anyway, let's see what else. Right, what have we got? What? 7 a.m. Oh, kudos to you for joining us at 7 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, right. Some of these questions. One of the questions that came in, what's the best bike I've ridden? It's kind of a bit vague because I've been riding bikes for 30 years. One of the best. Oh, sorry, it was one of the best e-bikes I've ever ridden. That narrows it down a little bit. For me, one of the best e-bikes I've ridden. What's the best e-bike I've ridden? I've got to say it's the one that's in my shed right now. It's the Specialized Turbo Levo SL. It's the super light version of it because it's a personal thing. Because I've been waiting for several years for somebody to come along and invent the perfect e-bike for me. And so the closest anyone's got is Specialized with the Turbo Levo SL. It's got less power than most common e-bikes out there, which is maybe a little bit counterintuitive to what, the way that surely more power is better. But no, I've said this for a long time. Anybody who knows my opinions on e-bikes knows that I kind of think that the whole 500 watt, 250 watt motor systems are a bit overkill, a bit too much. And I think that the e-bike world, I mean, it's evolving so rapidly at the moment, is e-bike technology, that what we're going to be riding next year is probably, we don't know, it's probably going to be something totally different. But I think e-bikes in their current typical form of this sort of big 500 to 700 watt battery system, coupled to a 250 watt output motor, I think that's going to see like a branch off. In the same way that we've got in non-e-bike mountain bikes, we've got the kind of like super lightweight cross-country style bikes, and then we've got your sort of all-mountain bikes, and there's kind of like a separation, there's plenty of grey areas and bikes that cross over and that sort of thing, but there's kind of two camps. There's that super lightweight cross-country, and then your big mountain, all-mountain enduro type stuff. I think we're going to see the same thing in e-bikes. We're going to have this super lightweight, relatively lightweight systems like Specialized have done, and like Focus have been working on as well for several years. And then we're going to have the full fat, big, all powerful sort of 700, 800 watt systems with huge amounts of torque in their motors for the people who want to like session bike parks and do that sort of thing. But if your mountain biking is about going out and staying out and exploring and going further, then and having a more of a sort of a kind of a real mountain bike experience, then I think there's going to be this separation, and we're going to see more of these sort of lightweight, kind of less powerful systems like the Levo SL. So I guess that's my favorite at the moment is Tilray Libero SL. What's my best favorite non-e-bike that I've ridden recently? Well, that changes a lot because it depends on what we've got in the office. But recently, I think the best acoustic bike, non-electric. You see what we did there? The best acoustic bike I think I've ridden. It's got to be the Nolly Warden. That's my favorite in the last 12 months that I rode in Whistler last September. Back in the days when we could travel. Yeah, what was that missing link you're saying? I see a point to them, but your first service doesn't allow e-bikes. What, you don't? You can't ride e-bikes in North Carolina? Is that what you're saying? Interesting. Okay, what have I done during lockdown instead of riding? That's a good question. I've done quite a lot actually. You can see behind me, I've got my little man cave set up here. I've got my in the spare room. This is where my work office is now, and I've got my guitars, I've got my keyboard. Is this plugged in? No, it's not plugged in yet. Private parks. You can't ride in private parks with e-bikes. I see. Get that? Yeah. Your access issues are a little bit different to ours in the UK. But I understand that access and trails and e-bikes are a bit of a big thing over in the US. So yeah, I see where you're coming from. Right. What have I done during lockdown instead? Yeah, well, I play around in here. I've got a mixing desk, a couple of decks, got me instruments behind me, and more on that later actually, because I'm going to try and bring that into the quiz for a bit of fun. Home brew. I've been making my own beer, which is kind of a fun thing to do. And what else have I done? Yeah, I've been doing a bit of going, but I have actually been riding bikes because we can still go out and ride bikes. I haven't actually, in the last few weeks, I haven't actually ridden much outside because I don't know whether I should admit this live, but I've kind of set up a Zwift account. I know, don't tune out. Really, really sorry about that. Yeah, but yeah, Zwift just as a fitness thing. And I blame it on my wife. She got into it because a bunch of her friends have sort of all signed up to it, and they actually turn it into a social thing. They'll go ride virtually together on a course, and then they'll be on the phone, on the headphones, and having a good chat. And so since it's all set up and it was there, I thought I'd give it a go. It's surprisingly addictive. It's worryingly so. I'm determined that once the lockdown is lifted, I'm just going to ditch it and get back out on the trails. I do miss technical trails, but yeah, riding with Zwift, is that allowed? Have I lost kudos points? Have you got less respect for me now because I'm joining the Zwift trend? Anyway, that's what I've been doing. Okay. Who cut your hair during lockdown? That's a good, interesting question. Yeah. Is that a thing? Haircut? I guess you can't go out and get your hair cut, can you? No. I haven't paid for a haircut in about 25 years, I don't think. Yeah. My hair, Vicky, my wife, she cuts my hair for me. And she does a very good job. It's not difficult, it has to be said. I'm not that fussy about it. And have I got any more recipes to show? Oh, that's in relation to the article we just ran where I made pancakes. There's another video on here. I don't know whether you've seen it. Anybody seen it? It was a thumbs up if you've seen our video. But there's a video of me. There's a video of me making pancakes because that's how desperate we are for content now that we can't go out and ride bikes. Yes, but I don't know whether, I don't think I can make anything else. I'm trying to think what else I could do. Oh, I do an amazing cheese pastrami bagel sandwich. Maybe I should do that one next. What else can I make? Not a lot else. Yes. If I was single and fending myself, my dietary options would be slim pickings, I'm pretty sure. Right. Someone says apparently it's National Tea Day. Okay. Did anybody know that? It's National Tea Day today. But it is. Right. Let's get it. Right. I've got a few. We've got a few people there. Who wants to win some merch? Give us a thumbs up in the comments if you're looking to win some merch. And yeah, fish finger. Oh, fish finger butties. Yes, I'll do a mean fish finger butty. My wife has just tuned in with that. So yes. So maybe we'll do that. Right. Okay. Right. I got a quiz question. The way this quiz is going to work. is I'm going to occasionally throw out a few questions during this live broadcast. It's a quick fire thing. So the first correct answer, they win. I'll write down the user's name. And then you guys, if you're the winner, you can contact us after the broadcast, drop an email, and I'll give you the email address to use at the end. And we'll get some merch sent out to you. So let me see. First question. Right. Okay, first question then. What have I got written down here? All right. Chips, our editor. What magazine did Chips work at as deputy editor before founding and becoming editor of Singletrack magazine? So that's your first question. So the first person to post up the correct answer for that is going to win some merch. So the question again, what magazine did Chips work for as deputy editor before founding and becoming editor of Singletrack magazine? You've got a long way back to go for this one because Singletrack was founded in 2001. And we have a winner. There we are. Well done, MTB Pro. Now, there was actually, this magazine went through different iterations, and it had 3 names in its history. So bonus just for fun. Can anybody name the other 2 names that magazine had? MTB Pro is the winning answer from Adrian Clark. Well done, Adrian. You're going to win some merch, probably a T-shirt for you. So anybody throw out the other answers on that one? Okay, and then back to the question. Sturmy on Twitter asks, oh, this is a serious mountain bike question. What are the 3 most important things you look to include when planning a day's riding route? Crikey. What are the most important things? Right, well, for me, I guess, other than the usual stock of kit with tools, first aid kit and everything, I'm going to say that those are standard. You should be taking those out. Probably a map or something that you can use to navigate. Days riding, what are the most important things? For me, it'd be refreshment stops. I'd have to make sure that any ride I went on had some suitable place to stop mid-ride, or the end of the ride, or at the beginning of the ride. Cake shops, yeah, pubs, probably the most important things. Bailout points, I would guess, as well. You know, if I'm doing a proper big, long plan for an all-day ride, then you've got to be prepared for something going wrong, and you don't want to be lost. So I'd always check to make sure I've got an escape plan if we needed to get out there. If the weather turned or enough kit failed that we couldn't go on, then I'll be looking for bailout points. And Clive Nutton on Twitter asks, do you have any motivation tips for summoning the will to ride, especially if recovering from injury, low relative fitness, or busy schedule? Well, that's a good, yeah, that's a good question. Right, yes. I can certainly relate to the coming back from injury and ergo low relative fitness there. I would say that it's easy to get out of the habit of riding. So how do you get yourself back into the habit of riding? I find with mountain biking, often the biggest hurdle to getting out and riding is actually the amount of faffage and planning and fannying around that you've got to do before you actually get out of the door. And that's compounded if you're planning to go on, you know, if you have to travel somewhere to get to your planned route, if you're having to load the car, if it's a long drive, all these things add up, and they sort of become like there's a bit of momentum that kind of makes you think, oh, you know what, I can't be bothered with all this, so I'm not going to go out. So there's a couple of things when that's happened to me, and I find myself hitting that sort of barrier of whether it's worth going out. Planning with somebody else, I find it's easier if you've planned with somebody else. You've got that motivation that if you do decide, if you end up tempted to bail, then you've got to let somebody down. So I would say that making plans with other people. There's the backside to that is the fact that if your fitness is low and you ride with the usual crowd, there's some often trying to keep up with people can put you off. So in that respect, going out and riding on your own can sometimes be the best thing to do, because you can go at entirely your own pace. But I think the key thing to get back into it is, especially if your fitness level used to be really high and now it's kind of low, is you might have that mental attitude that you think that going out for a good mountain bike ride involves doing 20 miles or something big like you used to be able to. That will, if your fitness is low, you're getting back from injury, then that's really, it's not the fact that your body won't be able to take it, it's the fact that it's gonna put you off going out. So I would say the best thing you can do is go out and stop worrying about going out and riding for fitness. Go out for fun. If you've got a route that's out your door or somewhere close, and even if it's just there's near me, there's a little trail called the Hurstwood Trail. It's literally 1 kilometre long. It's in a forest, and it's fun. You wouldn't do this for fitness. It's not an all-day thing, but just aim to get out and do something for fun. Forget about getting fit. Forget about kind of, recovering and all that thing. Just go out and ride for fun. If you can bring the fun back into it, even if you're going out and just doing 2 miles and you're going up and down a few little bumps, if you think it's fun, then that's the thing that's going to start that habit of mountain biking, and it'll just extend from there. So I think, my big tip, go out and have fun. That's got to be your motivation. If you're not having fun, you don't want to go out. And let me see, who else have we got here? Yes, faffage. Faffage, Dave Kelly. You never heard the word faffage? All right. Maybe that's just a single trackism. I don't know. We use that a lot around the office, faffage. Dave Kelly, yeah, I get that. You always ride with others just in case you stack it. That's always a good benefit. Yes, and you can do that as long as you're going out. If you can go out with the right people, if you're going out with some race heads and everything and you're not fit and you end up being the person at the back, and your motivation is going to drop. So as long as you can go out and ride with people, and the motivation for everybody on the ride is just to have fun, then that's what's going to get you back into mountain biking. Because surely that's what we're all in it for anyway. So yeah, for me, getting fit mountain biking is a side effect for me throughout my entire 30 odd years of riding mountain bikes. The principal reason for going out and mountain biking is because it's fun. The fact that it's got me fitter is a byproduct. Okay, so I think if that's why I guess that's why I really like e-bikes as well, because it doesn't impinge on my ability to have fun. In fact, it allows me to have more fun. So yeah, that's what I'm in it for anyway. And I think that's a good mantra. Let me have a look. Right, I've got another question. Okay, right. So another quiz question for you guys. Let's see if you can win this one. Right, this is going to test your Google skills, all right, because you're going to have to open another tab and Google this one. And we'll see who can be the first to get it. I was born on the 14th of May, 1971. What song was #1 in the UK on the day I was born? So, okay, well, I'm going to carry on now. I'm not going to wait for the answer because you've got to go away and do some Google skills on that one. All right, who's going to now then? Let me see. Adrian, you've got a T-shirt coming to you. This one is for a single track mug. Okay, so who's going to win a single track mug? 14th of May, 1971. What was #1 in the UK? 1971, Adrian? Yeah, I'm sure. 1971. What are you implying by that, Adrian? Are you saying I'm sure because of my youthful good looks you can't believe I was born in 1971? I'm going to take it that that's what you mean. Okay, right. What else have I got on my list here? That's your Google skills. And best place I've ridden in the last 12 months. That's easy. Oh, thank you, Adrian. Yes, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. Yeah. No, I don't. Best place I've ridden in the last 12 months. Best place I've ridden in the last 12 months. Easy one. Whistler, September. Okay, went to Whistler with the full intention of not riding the bike park because the idea was it was a cliche. You know, everybody goes to Whistler because of the bike park. That's what Whistler's famous for. There's actually, I think it's over 200 kilometers of trails outside of the bike park. And we went there to explore those trails. And I have to say, those trails are absolutely amazing. We went up to Pemberton. We got a guided ride from Pemberton, which is about half an hour up the road from Whistler. And we rode this trail called Cream Puff, and it was absolutely sublime. It was one of the best trails I've ever ridden in my life. But we did go into the bike park, and I'll admit it, the bike park was absolutely amazing. It was so much fun, so much more fun than I ever imagined it was going to be. And, you know, you go there and you think, no, we're going to earn our climbs. We're going to go out we're not going to use the lifts. We're going to go and ride up these mountains and down them. And that's how we will feel satisfied. And that's how we will earn our big dinner in the evening. But no, I have to say the bike park in Whistler, if you're not into bike parks, you will be into Whistler bike. I tell you, if Disney did mountain biking, Whistler would be the first resort that they open. Okay, have we got any answers to? Let's see what's coming up. Is it Liam? I'm not sure that's the answer. Are we doing UK charts? That's not the one I've got down here. I might have to double check on that one. Maybe since my wife is listening, could you just double check that I've got the right answer there for what was number one in the UK on the 14th of May, 1971? I'm not sure that's the answer. What else have we got here? I'm sorry, I'm tipping this because I've got a screen behind. It's got the questions on. All right, Dave Kelly says, I love Canuck. Can't wait until I can continue with driving lessons and go back once the virus does one. Yes. Okay. Dave Kelly, I'm going to assume that you're one of our younger viewers. As a gross assumption here, I'm just assuming because you're doing driving lessons that you're young and you're just learning to drive. I could be completely wrong. My dad doesn't drive, so if he had lessons now, he'd be in his late 60s. Right. What else have we got here? So while we're waiting for the answer for that one, I've got another question here. This one, okay, I've not been looking forward to this one. This is Charlie's idea. Charlie, our merchandise guy. I think one of his favorite board games that he's into at the moment, because he's brought it up in several conversations. He's got a board game called Never Mind the Buzzcocks. All right, stick a thumbs up, guys, if you've heard of the TV program that's not on the TV anymore called Never Mind the Buzzcocks. And yeah, because Charlie wants me to do a bit of Never Mind the Buzzcocks for the quiz. And Dave Kelly, right? You're learning to drive at 51, late starter. Good man. Okay, I bet you. Missing link. Joy to the World, Joy to the World, the Dog Night. Is that a suggested answer to what was number one? Ah, right. Liam. I'm going to come back to that. Missing link. It's in the UK. So yeah, I think we got a winner. Liam, yes. 14th of May, 1971 in the UK. Missing link. I think you might be looking at the US chart. I think you need to Google for the, never heard of that, Joy to the World, the Dog Night. Anybody heard of that? Yeah. So I think we got Liam. You've won yourself a mug. Good man. Right. Next question. Charlie's been playing this game, Never Mind the Buzzcocks. Never Mind the Buzzcocks had a famous round called the Intros round. And what the guests on the program did was they had to, using nothing but their vocal skills, they had to improvise the introduction to a song, and their fellow teammates had to guess what that song was. So Charlie has already given me a song, and the first person who can guess what this one is will win. What are we winning on this one? This one is, I think this is a Tech t-shirt. So this is one of our bamboo fabric t-shirts. They're fantastic t-shirts. Great for riding in. They're super wicking. Anyway, right. So, oh, Vic says it was not that song. Oh, the judge. The judge reckons that that's not the right song. Okay. Vic, as our adjudicator here, can you text me what the actual song was? Because I think I've completely stuffed this one up. So, right. Intros round. I did practice this once before we came on air, so I'm going to make a complete fool of myself. Who can guess what this is? Intro to a famous song. Already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wiki, 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 wiki. There we go. That's going to come back and haunt me, I can tell. All right. Vic, you already have a mug. Me. Right, yes. Okay. Intros round. Who's going to get that? I'm not no, Matt Jones, it wasn't the Beastie Boys. Similar, maybe a little bit before the Beastie Boys time. Don't make me do it again. Please don't make me do it again. I can't do it on the keyboard, can I? Yeah, no. All right. Well, Liam, guess again. Right. Anybody going to get that one? No one's going to get that one. Oh, wait a minute. Liam's first answer was right. Right, Liam, I'm going back. Liam, you still win because the adjudicators come back and you were right. Apparently, it was Double Barrel by Dave and Ansel Collins. Right. I should research these questions a little better before I ask them. Right, there we go. The adjudicator is you still win the mug. There you go. Anybody getting this the tech T-shirt? What was my intro? Nobody. No, oh dear. Was it that bad? Was it that bad? Surely it wasn't as bad as all that. Vic got it when I practiced before we went live. Vic got it, so she had to think hard about it. Think about the drum beat. Is I can't believe I'm doing this again. And then it goes into the riff. And the rules of the intro round is that you don't do the riff because that gives it away. So it's just the intros. All right. And the video does start with 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a joint collaboration between two groups from two different genres. So come on, who's going to get that? Hi for the engine. Yeah. Hey, Matt Jones. No. Nearly got it, Matt. You nearly got it. Think again. Adrian, yeah. That was my eye for the engine impression. There's only people of a certain age who are going to understand what the hell that's all about. No, Matt, you are merging two different bands. You're so close. One part of your answer is right. Come on. Somebody must get that one. Who wants to win the tech T-shirt? And the last question I've got. Last question in our quiz. What have we got here? Right, this one. For a bag of Singletrack Deadline Blend coffee. All right. I can't believe no one's Liam, you're winning today. You're getting a mug and a tech T-shirt. It's Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith. I think I had that open in another window, which I wonder if it would play. Let me just see. Just bear with me a moment. And I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to see if I can play it out on the speakers. Run DMC. Let's see if this plays. That's not Run DMC, is it? Oh, that's because it's an ad. Sorry, that's really loud. That was the Beastie Boys, as it happened. So we've right. Let me see. Can you hear this? Oh, that's right in the middle of it. It's rubbish. Can you? Right, that's not working. But you get the idea. It was Run DMC. Right, Liam, you're and Matt Jones just lost out there. But Matt, maybe you can win on this next question. So the next question I've got: for a bag of Singletrack Deadline Blend coffee, we make our own. Well, we don't roast it, but we did invent it. We did. We made our own Deadline Blend coffee. We went to a coffee roasters that we know. And there's a video in our online shop. You should go check it out. So go into our shop, find the coffee. There's a video embed there, and it shows Chips actually coming up with the blend. Because coffee's been this massive part of Singletrack for, God, since we first ever began. In fact, the oldest asset that Singletrack owns is its coffee machine, which sits in our kitchen at work, which has got to be, it's a proper restaurant coffee machine that Chips bought for cash from some guy. That was the story. I think it was in the maybe 2000 when we got the office for the first time. It's maybe about 2002. Chips bid on a coffee machine on eBay, and he lost. He didn't get it. So he actually contacted the guy directly, and they were selling it and said, "Do you have any more?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I do. I've got a single-headed Vega coffee machine. It's about 10 years old, and it's come straight out of a restaurant, and it's yours for £300. But you're gonna have to meet me in the car park of the service station on the M62, and you've got to do that tonight. And so Chip said to me, he said, right, I'm going to go and buy a coffee machine from a guy that I've never met before in a car park in the service station, and I was convinced he was just going to be found dead in the ditch the next day. Anyway, he turned up with this enormous coffee machine, which was 10 years old, I think, when we got it. And that was 20 years ago. So we've got a 30-year-old coffee machine that has been serviced so many times. It makes the most amazing coffee. So coffee's been a big part of Singletrack for a very long time. And we now have Singletrack Deadline Blend coffee. And if you would like to win a bag of this, then what you need to answer is this question. Who roasts our coffee for us to our specifications? Who roasts our coffee for us? This, and now I'm not looking for the name of the guy who does it, because some of you might actually know who he is. I'm looking for the company name. Okay, so there's a coffee roaster. It's not a million miles from where we are in the north of England, and I need to know the name. You can go and find it out, actually. If you nip into our online shop and find the coffee, you'll see that it's actually written there. So the first person to tell me who roasts our coffee for us will win a bag of Deadline Blend coffee. So go to it. Hey, Matt Jones, you win. Kirkcaldy, so that's Matt Jones. You win the Kirkcaldy. Yes, Kirkcaldy Roasters, based in Kirkby Lonsdale, which is God, it's right on the boundary of Lancashire and Cumbria. I think it's technically Cumbria, so it's the next county up. Matt Jones, you win a bag of Singletrack Deadline Blend coffee. So there we go. Right, how are we doing? Right, we've been rabbiting on. Has anybody got any more questions? Because I've run out of stuff now. So I'm going to, if we don't get. You don't give me any more clues as to what we're going to rabbit on about, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll tell you how the winners, the people who've won. So we've got Adrian, Liam, and Matt. Has anybody won the tech? Oh, the tech T-shirt. That was Run DMC, wasn't it? That was Liam, wasn't it? Liam's got a mug and a T-shirt. Okay, so you guys, you've got to email me directly straight after this. Okay, you've got to email me, mark@singletrackworld.com. And get in touch, and I will arrange for Charlie to send you your prizes. So there we go. Right. I think that since we've been doing this for, good grief, 40 minutes of non-stop rabbiting, that I'm going to wrap this up. So unless anybody's got anything else to throw into the mix, I'm going to say goodbye from me, from my home office, surrounded by all my guitars, and I will see you next time that I'm live and on the rotor. I'm not sure who's going to be doing it tomorrow, but tune in. Now, it's either going to be on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Follow our social media, and we will tell you where that's going to be. And maybe we'll have some more prizes to give out, and you'll get an insight into somebody else from the Singletrack team. So I'm going to wrap this up now. Cheers, guys, for joining in. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay well. This is Mark signing off. Cheers.